Hey there, and welcome to the Home Studio Rescue on YouTube. Today I'm going to be going over how to make a lo-fi vocal chain with your Universal Audio Apollo, how to actually print those tracks into Pro Tools, and just go over a little bit of the basics of using the Apollo and what it can do. Right now you can hear I'm going through the actual Apollo with an SM7. And it actually has more than enough gain where I don't have a cloud lifter on this mic or anything like that. So it comes with 65 dB of gain, which is more than enough. But I guess that's another topic for another day. I'm going to be going for a lo-fi vocal. And so I'm just going to start adding things gradually and then turning on effects, which are also very important. The first one that I'm going to put on is going to be the Neve 1073. And this is some distortion. It's brightening up the voice. I'm doing a roll off at about 80 hertz, and this distortion sound that you're hearing is on purpose. And then so there's some gain going on there. You can see I'm pumping up the preamp a little bit. The next thing I'm going to do is run it through the distressor, and this thing will actually saturate as well. So there's a saturation coming from the 1073. It's going into the distressor, and then it's the distressor's kind of eating it a little bit. So I've put some EQ with a pull tech, where I like this trick that I learned at audio school, where you bump a little bit of 12K on the pull tech, and then on the I'm bumping up about 3, and then I'm attenuating the high end at 10K, and it kind of gives it a little bit more sizzle. And it just kind of, like, if I turn this off, I don't know, it brightens it up a little bit. It gives it a little more presence in a nice way. And then I'm also cutting and boosting. I'm boosting about 3 on the pull tech, and then I'm attenuating down to 2. So really I'm only boosting like 1, but it just kind of adds a little bit more of a fatness to the voice. So kind of a little cleaning up and brightening up. And then the next thing I'm doing is I'm adding the tape machine, and that's also giving it some grit. So there's many stages to the distortion that I'm doing here on my voice. And then the next thing I'm going to be doing is adding some reverb. And so here we go. So I have these muted, and it's going to sound a little bit crazy, but there was a song from a movie called El Camino, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with, by Ruben in the Dark. And so I'm not much of a singer, but I think I got pretty close to that vocal chain. So now that I have that vocal chain, I'm going to go into, let's just disable all this stuff. The other thing you need to know when it comes to like Universal Audio, so right now over here, if I leave it in monitor mode, and I have all these effects on, that's just so you can hear it in the headphones, but it's not going to be recorded when I print these tracks. You have to put it in record mode, and then, so I'm going to go here to Pro Tools, and I'm going to go Shift Command N, and I'm going to make 3 tracks, and I'm going to make 2 stereo tracks, and this one will be my vocal, and then this will be, I have specific verbs. I'll just say verb for this one, and then this is going to be a chamber. This is the capital chamber. So I'm going to select channel number 2, which is where my mic is plugged in. Then I'm going to select aux 1 and aux 2, because that's where the reverb effects are coming into. And I'm actually going to group this. I'm going to highlight all these, and I'm going to call it vocal, so I can mute and unmute. And if I just go Shift Option and click on record. Okay, so I went and recorded a vocal, and I'm just going to show you guys that. I get high, I get low. Oh, that's the way these things go. That's kind of a good starting point. I got both of my effects in here. I don't have to keep them, but what I like to do is if I have a chain that I think is cool, I will print it, and then I have the effects, and if they work, and a lot of times they do, then cool. But I also have I get high, I get low. Sometimes if you do the lo-fi vocal, or you start trying to saturate your vocal, like I've burned it like a cake before. So you have to be careful with that. If you're recording other people, I would just go for a clean vocal sound unless they're really trying to get something saturated. But if you're recording yourself, then I would just go for it. But that's kind of the sounds. I also wanted to show you guys the effects chain, just because I didn't show you guys the reverb. I'm just using a BX20, and this was really just the default setting. And then I had the capital chamber with a mid, like just a little bit, almost a mid decay, just under 50 milliseconds of pre-delay, and then the width is just about 50%. The mix is at 15%. And I just do it till I think it sounds good, and that's what I would do if I was you as well. Just come up with stuff you think is cool and print it. But if you're working with clients, then you might want to just put the Apollo into monitor mode as opposed to record mode, because like I said, sometimes I'll burn it like a cake. If you got any value out of this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps me know that this is the type of content you guys want to see. If it's not, then obviously the views will let me know that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite vocal chain is. Also, I know that the plugins I'm using in this video, for the most part, are expensive plugins that they aren't just the default plugins. I can also make a video about just using basic universal audio plugins that come with it, but it would probably be more of a cleaner sound. But anyway, if you got any value out of this video, hit the thumbs up button, and I'll catch you on the next one.